Hello, today I will bring you to India, to Mumbai with a Swedish industrial group.
Flood Protection Secrets, the podcast to the protection against heavy rain and flooding by Dr. Flood, Andreas Klippe.
So the big challenge is, how can house owners like you and me get a flood-free home? How can business managers like you and me get a flood-free company? And how can public servants provide flood-free critical infrastructure and livable cities?
Flood Protection Secrets, the podcast by Dr. Flood, Andreas Klippe. This podcast is for foresighted and proactive people who do not want to shovel the muddy water out of their room while standing in the midst of the disaster.
Therefore, those who design and plan, the architects and engineers, need to construct such buildings and cities, and that even when the entire environment is completely flooded. That is the challenge, and this podcast will give the answers.
Flood Protection Secrets, the podcast by Dr. Flood, Andreas Klippe.
Yeah, welcome again. Welcome back to this mini-series, part 6. In the meantime, why choose the German RS Demountable Flood Barrier? Yeah, I hope that you could listen to the previous parts 1 to 5. I could bring you a little bit to different countries, to different locations. We talked about Hamburg in North Germany, at the Elbe River, close to the North Sea, and about the flooding incident at the Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi in Kenya. We talked about the governmental building in the Philippines and the Middle East and so on and so forth. And today I told you I will bring you to India. So the subtitle is Lightweight Yet Strong. I just want to share a little bit the quality features, the properties that makes a difference. Because at the end of the day, you shall be protected from the danger of floods. And we want to avoid just some decoration, how I called it in one of the last episodes. Because if flood barriers you purchase are only a decoration, that is a very, very expensive investment. They shall work at the end of the day. They shall function. They shall perform. So let me tell you about a factory in Mumbai in India. It's part of one of the 10 biggest Swedish industrial groups in the world, a powerhouse in engineering. And this particular site produces high-precision tools for the mining industry. And almost everything that they make is for export, so the work is delicate, exact and time-sensitive. Any delay in shipments means production schedules collapse, penalties kick in, and customers on the other side of the globe start making angry phone calls. Please, no angry phone calls. So one rainy afternoon, the sky turned dark over Mumbai, and the workers had seen this before. Yes, and it usually ended with water creeping into the loading bays, shorting out forklifts and soaking packed export crates. In the past, flood protection meant heavy, awkward barriers that needed a whole crew to carry and install. By the time they were in place, water had already found its way inside. But this time was different. After a costly flood the year before, the management called Flood Control Asia. And when we inspected the site, we recommended the German-designed RS Demountable Flood Barriers. That is what this mini-series is about. I want to explain the advantages between the different types of flood barriers in a way. So of course I can only mention examples from the flood barriers we have installed on our own. If not, it would not be serious to talk about something that where we don't know the details. We recommended these German-designed flood barriers for a very specific reason. Each panel weighs only 7 kilograms per meter. I explained that in the last episode. That was episode 5. Yes. And where I mentioned that even this grandmother in her best years was able, it was a tiny woman and not strong like Arnold Schwarzenegger. She was able to install, to stack in these, to slot in these panels in front of the main door. And the main door opening was about 1 meter, a little bit, of course, less than 1 meter, but 1 meter panels. And she was able to handle that. And she was so happy, so proud, because she said, that's what I explained last time. Now I feel very safe because when my son and the wife are not around, I'm here with my older sister and the grandchild, who is still very young. And now I do not need to ask the neighbors to help me. And it's always a strange situation. I can do it on my own. So I feel so happy. I feel really safe. I have a good sleep now when the next bad weather is approaching. So each panel weighs only 7 kilograms per meter, light enough for one person to carry in position, but strong enough to hold back a wall of water. So we trained the stuff in short practical drills. The test was simple. Could 2 workers without forklifts, without calling in extra help, get the loading bay fully protected in under 15 minutes? And the answer was yes, and with time to spare. So when the rain came that day, the factory crew didn't panic. 2 workers grabbed the stored panels, carried them like oversized planks, and locked them into place. No sweating, no shouting, no delays. While the storm raged outside, production inside never stopped. The shipping manager later told me, we didn't just keep the water out, we kept our customers happy. So I think that is already a golden nugget, but here comes the real golden nugget, what I always share with you. Flood protection isn't just about how strong your barrier is. It's about whether your team can actually deploy it when it matters. If it's too heavy or too complicated, it might as well be useless. Lightweight engineering means your people can protect your site without special equipment, anytime, day or night. If you're running a factory, warehouse, or any operation where speed and simplicity are critical during floods, then connect with me on LinkedIn or send me an email. My name is Andreas Klippe, German engineer, and I share real stories, tested solutions, and practical advice to make sure your next storm is nothing more than background noise. Add podcast in your message so I know that you're part of our listener community. That's it already for today's episode of Flood Protection Secrets, this mini-series. Why choose the German RS Demountable Flood Barrier? The first flood is always too late. Prepare now and your next storm will be nothing more than a line in the weather report. I hope we meet again in part number 7. Stay safe and flood free. I wish and hope for you that you make the right decisions when it comes to your personal flood protection. And if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to this podcast channel if you haven't already. Now it only remains for me to wish you a good day. Do something with it. Maybe until the next podcast episode. I would be very happy. See you then. As always, stay safe and flood free. Your Andreas Klippe and the whole Flood Experts team.
That's it again with the new episode of Flood Protection Secrets, the podcast by Dr. Flood, Andreas Klippe, German engineer, book author, and head of the Flood Experts. What can Dr. Flood, Andreas Klippe protect for you? Anytime? Worldwide? Contact us or just click through to www.thefloodexperts.de/bonus. Detailed engineering, German quality, safe. Flood protection secrets. The secrets you'll want to unfold.
Don't forget, you're only one flood barrier away.
Subscribe to the season, and you'll never be late for an episode.